everyone! Today it's a return to Metallica, and finally I am going to be listening to the great and famous Master of Puppets, which so many of you have urged and begged and pleaded for over the past couple of years. Well, today is the day. So let me read a little bit about it and then we'll listen. Master of Puppets was released on July 2, 1986 as the only single from the album of the same name. The song was the band bassist's, Cliff Burton's, favorite one on the album, as he said when it was released. Well, I wonder how much bass is in here. The song is also one of the band's most famous and popular songs frequently played at concerts. The song, as lead singer James Hetfield explained, deals pretty much with drugs, how things get switched around. Instead of you controlling what you're taking and doing, it's drugs controlling you. VH1 ranked the song as the third greatest heavy metal song ever. In March 2005, Q magazine placed it at number 22 on its 100 greatest guitar tracks list. VH1 ranked the song as the third greatest heavy metal song ever. In March 2005, Q magazine placed it at number 22 in its 100 greatest guitar tracks list. The song also ranked number 1 on a 100 Greatest Riffs poll conducted by Total Guitar magazine. In 2020, Metal Hammer ranked the song number 1 on its list of the 50 best Metallica songs of all time. In 2021, it was listed at number 256 on Rolling Stone's top 500 best songs of all time, and in 2023 was ranked at number 2 on their 100 greatest heavy metal songs of all time list. So basically, this is a great song. Everybody loves it. Metallica loves it. And it has a great riff and great guitar track. So I'm going to be listening to those, but I also have to be curious about this bass because it seems that Cliff Burton really liked it as well as a bassist. Did he just like it because he knew it was a great piece? Or did he like it because what he was doing in the bass felt really good? I'll have to listen for that as well. This has got a lot of stuff coming fast and furious right from the beginning. I was listening to the riff, and actually it's interesting to me that this is noted for its riff, because actually there are several different musical thematic elements coming one after the other in this first section. I'm curious to see which one is going to stand out as the identifying element throughout the piece. But I love the way at the beginning it's a real kind of exploitation of chromaticism, all those little semitones and half steps, moving up, moving down. It adds this feeling of, well, it creates a sort of intensity and feeling of dissonance that is not actually terribly dissonant, if that makes sense. What I mean is, we're not really settled in a key, so to speak, but we're moving through incremental pitches. First downwards, downwards, downwards. Okay, we get that set. Oh wait, hold on. Now we do something different. We're moving upwards in small bites. Oh wait, now hold on. We do something else when the voice enters. And then we get to this line, obey your master. And everything converges there. Obey your master. Master. And it's so well presented as, this is the command of the master. And you have no option. There is no way out. You have to obey your master. In other words, you are a slave. Well, of course, this idea of master of puppets, you're not just a slave, you're a puppet. He's pulling your strings. That's it. Really a great setup for what sounds like more than just a typical song, verse, piece of music. So let's see what comes next. Obey your master, master. I like the drums there when it says your. Here's the chromatic. You know how it is when you're handling puppets on strings. Well, let's see. Let me go to a movie example which everybody should know. Even the kids will know this. Remember the scene in The Sound of Music where they have that little puppet show, the goat herd, the lonely goat herd, and everyone's above and all the little puppets on strings dancing around. When they sing master, I feel like every time master is sung, played, they're so precise with it. It stands out from everything. It's as if I am watching somebody pull the strings on one of those little puppets. Master, master. When the master pulls the strings, the puppet jumps. Master, master. Moves exactly where you're supposed to, exactly how much the master determines. It's such a great musical representation of this idea of something is controlling you. You are not in control of this. And I kind of like the fact that Well, I'm trying to think how might it ordinarily be presented? If you were singing a song about, well, as this is about addiction, about drug use, maybe it would be more. The first idea to come to mind to somebody might be, well, if we're representing being pulled by puppets, then maybe you would say puppet, puppet, or something like that. Something to represent the person being controlled. But here it is master, and yet we hear the puppet being controlled as master is being voiced by, I guess it's Hetfield, right? The singer. It's such a great juxtaposition of the two sides of the story, all in one word. But it's the music coming in to tell the puppet side, while the lyrics, the text itself is singing the side telling us who is actually doing the controlling. It's such a great visual, imaginative, artistic illustration, representation of the topic. I think it's outstanding. Change of pace. Almost string quartet-like, isn't it? This guitar sound suddenly sounds very familiar. I guess I've heard a similar harmonization, high-pitched melody motif in some one of other of Metallica's pieces. I don't know exactly which one because I've listened to several by now. But to me, I start to have this idea of, oh, that's the side of that's a Metallica sound. But it's the beautiful side of Metallica. It's the side that really. Vlad's laughing behind the camera. He says, "Wait,
everything is beautiful when it comes to Metallica."
He didn't think I would ever call Metallica beautiful, but there is something incredibly sweet and charming about that guitar tone when they put it together like this. And I guess it becomes a sort of fingerprint of their work because I've heard them use it before. This. Okay, I promise I'll back up a little bit there, but before I forget what I wanted to say, I was listening all the way through that section. Would we call that a guitar solo? I don't know, because sometimes an interlude, bridge, whatever you want to call it, is a bit longer. I'm not sure, because I haven't even listened all the way through the piece. where the different formal elements are. Whatever it is, it was beautiful. And I guess I've talked before about how a lot of what Metallica does musically is very difficult to replicate on an instrument like the harp. But suddenly this, I'm thinking, I could probably pull that off. I don't think I would make a whole cover of this piece, but I bet I could make a cover of that portion of it that would turn out really quite fun, nice on the harp. That's going to have to go on my list of things to do sometime in the future when I have all the free time that I don't have right now. Okay, now, I haven't talked about this much yet, but I guess this is a good moment to bring in the idea of what I have mentioned sometimes in the past listening to Metallica is their attention to the lyrical quality, content. What a good example here. Master. Well, I've talked about how this master is the master pulling the strings. Suddenly, laughter. It sounds so similar. It's just a twist on what we've been hearing. Laughter. It's the same, it's the music that makes it have the same context. And it brings in a whole new layer of imagery and ideas behind this scenario. Just by the sonic similarities, master, laughter, and the setting of it in the same manner as master all along. What a great twist on that. Let's just back up to hear that a second and then we'll keep going. Master, promised only lies. Laughter. It could be So that was the actual real deal guitar solo, wasn't it? At least it was the virtuosic guitar solo. And I loved that moment where it's building intensity. It's like it's taking you on some crazy fairground roller coaster wild ride. And then it just goes up and up into this, and it fizzles out in this weak little squeal at the top. And I've mentioned how, in the past, how I feel like Metallica's guitar solos, well, my first exposure to Metallica was with And Justice for All. And I did a pretty extensive, in-depth look at that song musically, from a musical, technical, interpretive perspective. And you might, if you haven't seen it, you might enjoy checking it out. There's the link right here. But the idea that their guitar solos are more than just virtuosic showing off, also more than just musical great design. They're I always feel like there's a message, a something relevant and linked to what they're singing about, what the topic of the song is. And same here. There's this intense, wild, crazy ride experience, and then it just goes up and up and up, and we think we're building up to some great climax. Instead, it ends up in some pitiful little squeal at the top, like, oh, that's all there is? To me, it seems representative of this idea that you are controlled by you are controlled by a master. You're a slave. You're a puppet. You're under the control of, in this case, drugs, a substance that is promising you great things. And in fact, we've heard sung, "Where's the dreams that I've been after? You promised only lies." And all I hear or see is laughter. It's like this guitar solo is the artistic musical representation of all that has been expressed in the lyrics. And that to me was an incredibly eloquent moment, musically, artistically, message-wise. What is this communicating to us? And a great moment. It would be a great piece to do a serious, in-depth exploration, and maybe at some point I will, but let's keep going through to the end now. Oh, what a great ending with that deep laugh, and then the whole crowd laughing, the cynical, mocking laugh. All right. Yes, you are all correct. This is a really great piece of music. Yes, you were all right. This is a great piece of music, and I'm happy that I waited this long to listen to it, because I've noticed along the way as this journey progresses, there are things that I didn't pick up on early in the experience, which now my ears are attuned to, and I can appreciate more certain elements. So there's this balance of, okay, how many masterworks should I hear at the beginning of the journey just to impress me and enjoy the experience? And how many should I wait until I have a greater, more musical understanding of what is really happening artistically? So I guess I've done a bit of each with Metallica. I listened to And Justice for All at the beginning. I've done a few others throughout the journey, and now I am back again. And I feel like first listen through on this piece, I really have right away a deep appreciation for the artistry, the skill, and the overall experience of the piece of music. You know, one thing that I've noticed, and this is might come as a surprise to some of you, but I don't think so, because I think a lot of you are familiar with this kind of this prejudice, perhaps we could say, because rock music has gone through phases, and there was a time when it was the young rebels' music in a way, and now, of course, it's the old classic, which is no longer the young rebels' music. But the idea that, and I've heard people say this from time to time, and even as I am exploring this music from my perspective, my background, I've gotten this question sometimes when I tell somebody what I'm doing, and they say, well, you know, I have a problem with rock music, and that is that it promotes unhealthy lifestyles, particularly drugs. And I feel like it's not a good thing to promote with our young people. Well, you know, I've gotten into this rock music, and I've explored a lot of it, and it is true. And I you know, I don't deny it has a close connection and references drug use and drug habits quite often. But I don't believe that the music itself is necessarily promoting that. And here is a great example, and I've noticed, we've had several other pieces along the way too that have been commentaries on the loss of a friend or the loss of a colleague through abuse of drugs. And now here is Metallica writing and creating a powerful piece of music showing the damage and the actual truth behind what is happening when you are when you have a drug use habit. And that is that you are no longer your own master. And it is something that I'm noticing, and it stands out to me mostly because I have heard this idea presented to me quite often. That is that rock music does damage to society because it promotes drug use. Well, probably there are plenty of rock songs which do promote, or at least don't speak negatively towards drug use. But here is a great example of honesty and saying, you know, presenting the idea of this to the audience, to the listeners, to the young people who are consuming this music, that if you go into this, I love this line, needlework the way. Needlework, what do we think of needlework? Well, needlework is a fine art of sewing with needle and thread and everything, right? Needlework here is something entirely different. Back to this idea of Metallica just being a master of the language as well, right? And presenting their lyrics in a really skilled way. But what happens when we get into this needlework? The life of death becoming clearer, pain monopoly, ritual misery. More is all you need. You're dedicated to how I'm killing you. What a powerful message to be sending to the young people who are exposed to this sort of influences, and sending the message out through your music that, you know, this is damaging. This is really hurtful. And some of these bands, of course, well, it comes from the era of when these drugs are becoming more available, more popular. So I can't say that rock music itself promotes drug use. It was a big part of the culture, the environment, of course, but just my perspective, an outsider stepping in, listening to the music. What do I find in the music? What do I hear? The messages being presented. And that's how I'm hearing it. That's what I'm seeing at this point in my journey. And it's fascinating to me. It's interesting to me. And I appreciate it. I appreciate it because I find both honesty, I find a lot of pain in a lot of this music, but I find incredible beauty as well. And of course, musical substance, and ideological, philosophical substance in the lyrics as well. It's great. And this is one of those masterworks, and I'm happy to have heard it. I'm sure I'll return to Metallica in the future, as I have several times in the past. I'll see you all soon.